From the heart of Europe to the world, this is RTI.
It sure is. This is Radio Tatras International. I'm Eric Wiltsher at the glorious Tatry Mountains. That's where we are. Well, not quite. Yeah, kind of. They're just up the road a bit. Well, up a train a bit or up a road a bit, doesn't matter. But they're beautiful. And it's a gloriously sunny day. I'm almost about to do topless radio. It's so warm. Okay, I'm not. What is it? Well, the studio's quite warm today. It's 20 degrees. Gosh. And no heating because I'm too tight to put it on. It's your alternative sideways look at the news. Hello to everybody wherever you are. There's so many of you and there's stuff here and stuff there and it's all just happening and I can't believe it. And I suppose we better introduce himself now. All Mr. Right, Banks is here.
Hello.
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 Yes, it's the duck on mescaline here. And soon he's going to introduce the parrots. It's like a zoological society today, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a radio zoo. Oh, that's a clever idea for a format.
That's a brilliant idea. Why don't you do it?
We ought to do a zoo format. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Here, Leigh. Leigh.
Yes, dear.
Your mobile phone is just logged on to Skype.
Has it indeed, cheeky monkey? I don't even know where my mobile phone is.
Well, I don't know where it is, but it's just logged on to Skype. It just told me. So there you go.
Well, there we have a true listener, somebody who's actually going to spend an hour listening to us and making a comment.
Hi, Charm as well. Massimiliano is back again from last week. Hello.
Hello.
And we've got... I'm terrible with names, you know. I'm just shocking.
What, you can't remember them?
No, I can't say them properly. Probably. But anyway, we're going to go down to Melbourne now because that's easy, and it's Raquel.
Don't welch on that name, I tell you.
That's great.
That was terrible. That was really atrocious. Was really bad. Really was. Yes.
It was. I got to tell you where I've come from tonight because it's 11 p.m. in Melbourne, and I've been out the other side of town.
I got it right.
What?
I got the time right on the postcard.
Yeah, but you got the country wrong.
Why?
Well, where's this country, Rach? Where's this country called? Ouse.
It's Oz.
It's not Oz. You don't spell Oz A-U-S-S. That's Ouse.
That's Ouse.
Is it?
Anyway.
It was close.
I'll tell you what.
It's New Zealand, yeah.
I'm never gonna tell this story. I can feel it in my bones.
Like that all day,
right, you carry on, dear. Don't you worry.
No, you're a parrot.
Well,
you get on your perch. You get on your perch and tell the story.
Yeah, and then I've got to tell them about the duck.
The love of all that's holy. I'm going to get this sentence out if it's the last thing
Come on, Rach, get it out.
I went to the other side of town to a birthday party.
I'm listening.
It turned into an impromptu wedding, which was really terrific.
What?
How did that happen? You've not explained that. Did you expect it to turn into a wedding, or was it just out of the blue? And how was the vicar there, and how could they get married?
It was out of the blue for 99.9% of the people there. I was in on the secret.
Oh, so it was a surprise wedding.
It was a surprise wedding, and it was so great. But this party was originally a 50th birthday for this friend of mine's new husband for his 50th birthday. But he loves pirates, so it was pirate themed at a pirate bar, and I went as a parrot.
But you misunderstood.
Absolutely.
She totally said parrots, not pirates.
No, that fits. I mean, that's being incredibly creative, Rach.
Well, I just leaned on
hearing what they said.
I wasn't. Rob wouldn't let me sit on his shoulders. He said, "You'll break my spine," and I said, "That's rude." But what are you going to do? But it was a hoot. I got to tell you, it was a great party. It was terrific. So I came home, I de-parroted, and now I'm in my jammies, ready to talk to you guys.
Right.
And I became the duck.
Right.
Because at the beginning of the show, while he's doing his preamble, he said that I was a duck on mescaline and went, wah, 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 which is a duck on mescaline because it makes it go really slow.
Yeah, I kind of get that. Hello to Dave. Dave's just joined us. Hi, Dave Rhodes. He's there. And lots of others as well. I'll do some more hellos in a momento. But you're not forgiven yet, Mr. Banks.
Why? What have I done?
Do you know what he did, Rach?
What did he do?
I'm sure he did this on purpose on Tuesday.
I did.
What did he do?
He watched me go down to my car. I left the office, I locked it all up, I get into my car, I push the button, the car starts up, and there's Leigh, waxing lyrical about Elvis Presley, and then decides to play an Elvis Presley track for me.
I did. Dedicated to Eric.
And then the trouble was, it gets worse.
Yeah.
I then, because the app thingy in the car is tune in, so I drive up to the supermarket. I'm halfway through the song. I go into I've obviously turned the car off, and because I'm on tune in, it saved the rest of the ruddy song till I come out. I start the car, there's more of him, and as I get home, the flaming track finishes.
Do you know what was really disgusting about it, though, Rachel? And
What's that?
This is the truth. This is not, and Eric will back me up on this. I was proud to play that Elvis record. I think Elvis is the world's second greatest singer and one of the world's greatest performers. And I was proud to play that. And as I was about to put it on, somebody who shall remain nameless, but initials are Andrea Martin Banks, came into the studio, picked up my Elvis record and smashed it on air.
Good.
Yeah.
Yay!
Because he turned my fight into a vandal.
I know.
Do you know what I've done? Do you know what I've done? If I were you, Uncle Eric, I would have heard that, got out of the car, taken a little stroll around, gone inside the house, looked at my watch, looked at my phone, and after the mandatory amount of time had passed, I would have then got in the car knowing full well that had finished.
Yeah, but I couldn't really do that.
While I was doing that, I'd have smashed up my car as well.
A message from Dave says, "Hello, gang."
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
There you go. See, it works. It's...
He does just say hello to us, and we say hello back like a parrot and a duck.
I don't know. I don't like this nickname that somebody's using. Murder Face.
Who?
Murder Face. That's not
Murder
nice.
Face. Oh.
I suppose it's like Leigh's face, actually, isn't it?
No, mine's a killing you softly face.
No, yours is just a murder face. And if you can hear the giggles in the background, that's Jackie, who won't come to the microphone, but she's in the studio.
Hello, Jackie, who won't come to the microphone.
Hello.
She can hear you, though. That's all right. She can hear you.
What about a butterface?
A butterface?
What's a butterface?
Yeah. Oh, she's got a great personality, but a face.
I like that one. Very good. Are we actually going to do the show today?
No.
Yeah, let's.
Joke for Rachel.
Oh, right, okay. We start off with Bill Paxton. I think that's one for... Yeah, we'll let Rachel have that one.
This hurt my heart more than I can tell you. I was so shocked. I actually, when I saw this on news about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I audibly... like that. I was shocked and sad.
Gosh,
Bill Paxton.
I thought Robbie just walked in the room.
Oh no, that's a whole another noise I make. That's just as unpleasant. But
that was a very, very sexy sigh.
I was horribly upset about this. Bill Paxton was famous for films such as Twister, Titanic, True Lies, Aliens.
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 I know that film. I like it.
When I first saw him in anything, I saw him in a really quirky John Hughes film called Weird Science, and he was a horrible older brother, and he was brilliant. He was just so brilliant. But how sad is this? He had a heart surgery and then died from a complication from that surgery. 61 years old is tremendously young.
It is. It's younger than you, isn't it, Rach?
It is younger than me by about 60 years.
That shut him up, Rach. Nice one.
You're right. You're absolutely correct.
So
but it's very
she's 1 year old.
It's sad.
What?
I'm
sorry, boys and girls. It's gone to the normal level already. Toilet.
It's
I've
sad
not
when
been
you go
to the toilet. I'm here.
Oh.
Honestly, I'm never going to get to finish a sentence today.
No,
It's
but
sad
that
when you go to the
started
hospital
it.
to have a procedure and your family says, I'll see you after the operation, but they don't see you after the operation. That's horrible and horribly sad. And but he was a great talent. He was an enormous talent. It did a great TV show called Big Love as well, which was excellent. Should you look it up, you might enjoy that one.
Didn't he used to play a superhero? Or have I got the wrong actor?
No.
Didn't he used to play that jolly green giant who used to...
No, that's Bill Bixby.
That's Bill Bixby, yeah.
Of course.
Sorry,
carry on.
Green Giant.
I know, his shirt used to... Oh, I used to like him.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
We move on. We've got to say hello to Kat. Hello, Kat.
Hello, Kat.
Kat wants us to play some music for her. But, Kat, you need to get hold of the contact page on rti.fm rather than... Because the email... By the time I get back in the office, it's at least 4 metres and my brain's gone. Oh, I've forgotten, Kat. I know, so you'll just have to do...
He has to meter his brain power.
Yes. It's like the interweb.
It is.
Yeah.
It's full of connections.
About that.
Great.
We haven't had it for about 3 months in Australia, so who knows?
Who knows what it is? We'll let Leigh do the next one. It's Neil Fingleton, an actor and a tall geezer.
He was 7'7". That's actually 1 feet 2 inches taller than me.
What's that in proper money?
I've no idea.
It's over 2 metres tall. 2 metres.
Yeah, I'm over 2 metres tall.
Well,
so he was nearly 3 metres tall. But he was only 7'7".
I hope this isn't smelly radio because I have to take my shoes off now because I haven't got enough fingers.
2.2 centimetres to an inch, isn't it? Or is it 1.5 centimetres to an inch? I forget.
So do I.
He was... let
it's
me try and
2.2.
explain. Yeah,
Yes, go on.
I've got a way of explaining it.
What?
Okay.
The glorious, the wonderful, the charming, the witty, the elegant, the defining of masculinity. Jeremy Clarkson is 6'4" tall. This man is 14 inches taller than him.
He's still talking in funny money, isn't he?
I don't know what it is in those sort of other figures.
He shaved Jeremy Clarkson's head. He'd only be 4 foot tall.
Right.
No, that was just rude, wasn't it? We've let her say everything she's wanted to say. We've not interrupted her when she's been talking. She's been able to finish every sentence she started, and then she's just rude about Jezza.
Jez is obnoxious.
He's not.
He isn't.
He is.
He's funny. He's just
No, he's not.
funny.
He's just not.
Actually, I'll crack
Let's talk about Neil Fingleton.
Do you know what?
He's very sad that he
Rach,
died.
sorry, I've just had a bright idea.
What?
What?
I've forwarded the email to my email address in the other room so I don't forget about it.
That's brilliant. And then you don't have to be 4 metres under your brain power.
No.
Exactly.
Wow.
Anyway, Neil Fingleton. Are we going to finish off on this poor bloke who's dead?
Yeah.
Right. Neil Fingleton, 7'7" of this parish, which is nearly 3 metres tall, but not quite. It's about half a metre less. Was officially recognised as the tallest man in Britain by the Guinness Book of World Records. We've met him, haven't we, Eric?
We have actually.
Yeah. And he's died. He was an actor, and he's died at the age of 36 because of heart failure, because he was too big. He actually once appeared in Coronation Street's Jenny Platt in Jack and the Beanstalk. The sad thing, and I think the people should be taken to court, she played Jack and he played the Beanstalk.
Right. Gilbert wants to know, and I think Gilbert's from Spain by the look of the rest of it. He said, can you put the height back into metres, please?
Hang on, I'll get my computer out.
Okay, we'll do, you see, we do anything for our listeners, we really do. We move on. The Shard Developer, which if you don't know what it is, it's that really ugly shaped building that has a very naughty product association, which we won't do on air, because we won't.
What's that? What is it?
I can't tell you.
Oh, I know what it is. It's that when you've got friends, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like going out in a rain mac with your friends.
Stop it. As long as the batteries are charged up. The gentleman in question is Irvin Seller. He was the man behind the huge skyscraper in London, which sort of well, it's just there, and I think it's flaming ugly. But there again, he's died at the age of 82. I really don't think that should be in the middle of London. I don't. Sorry.
No, it's all right. He's dead anyway, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah. But anyway, that's enough of that.
He was 89, 82. He'd been around a bit. Yeah. I don't think the Shard's a particularly ugly building. It looks... I tell you what. Oh, no, I can't tell you that, actually, what it looks like.
No, you can't, can you?
No, you're right.
Wow. That's tough.
Oh, dear. Anyway, yes, well, whatever. No, we just can't go there with that, can we?
No, you can't. It's a tall, standy-up thing.
Yes.
That's shiny.
Yes.
And it's got around...
I would stop before you get buried in it, mate.
No, that's the wrong way round.
Yes. Oh, thanks,
Yes.
Dave. This is for Gilbert. 2.34 metres tall. Thank you, David. Thank you.
Well, that's what I said. What did I say?
Oh, shut up a minute.
By this half.
Right, we carry on with the news again. 'Cause I've got to try and get something before the break. It's a bit of a quirky story, this one, because as you remember, back in 2015, there was a terrible incident in Tunisia where some tourists were shot, and it wasn't very nice. And now the families, or some of the families, are reckoning they're going to sue the giant tour operator TUI for this attack. And I don't know, we'll let Leigh have a go at this one first, because I've got very strong views about it.
It'd be interesting to hear your views, because basically what is happening, the families of the terrorism victims in Tunisia have vowed to sue TUI, as you said. There are all sorts of reasons. One seems a bit fallacious, which is that the firm spied on a grieving husband's Facebook page in an attempt to dodge the blame. I think that's a strange one. But the simple fact is, and this is what they should be suing for, and what they are suing for, is that it would appear that they weren't actually given any warnings about the state of terrorism in that country at the time. The information was available on...
I get that, Leigh.
Yeah.
But it's like whenever you go on holiday, I mean, okay, if you haven't got health insurance when you go away and you're not well, you can't expect the tour operator to stand in for that. So whilst I have so much sympathy for the families, I really do question the honour of taking TUI to court when, if you travel anywhere in the world, boys and girls, and if you're in the UK, it's really simple. Everybody knows that you can go to the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, or the FCO, and look on there, and it will tell you it's not safe to come to Poprad because Eric lives here. No, joke. It will tell you where you can't go in the world because it's there's a virus there. It's not safe because of terrorism. Whatever it happens to be, it's your responsibility to look that up.
It is, but I see exactly where you're coming from. I don't think we're going to fall out over this.
Really?
But there is, but there is a simple fact of life. If you are a public service company where you are offering a service to the to the public, it's the basic tenet of what you're doing that you supply as much information as you can, so these people know what might happen to them, whether it's good or bad. The fact is that this company appear, and I'm only saying appear because we don't know, appear not to have given out any information about what might happen as far as terrorism is concerned.
Rach, when you went to America, did you get any warnings about any areas not to go in, or it was all good to go? Were you informed?
No, and the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, or DFAT as we call them, are the guys who send you register with them and then they send you all the warnings.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they're very, very good about it. Or the only warnings we got was there's a blizzard coming. And
right.
That was the only warning.
There you have it. Yeah, there you have it. the companies. The companies.
But that wasn't the company doing that, Leigh.
Won't tell you about potential terrorism.
Yeah, but that wasn't the company. That was the government.
No, I agree, but the company would tell you about that. You know.
No, hang on. We'll just check. Rach, did the company you were going over there with tell you about the blizzard?
No, because nobody knew about it yet.
No, they lied. End of story, really, isn't it?
Well, the only thing DFAT said to us was exercise a normal level of caution.
Right.
And even that, and even if they said, the implication is that this tour company did not want to tell people about the predominance of terrorism in that because it would put people off going on holiday. I'm not saying that's true in any way, but that is
all over the television as well.
Hey?
It was all over the TV.
Yes, I agree. But if this company had just simply put on its website, please check with the government site over terror, blah, blah, blah. Even if that was just in each of their brochures, then they would have a definite defence against this. It maybe isn't something that this company should be...
But I'll tell you what, when I fly to England, I use a carrier called Wizz Air.
Yeah, Wizz Air.
And never once have Wizz Air warned me that you live in the United Kingdom.
I know, I understand, and they probably haven't told you about the terrorism problems. All I'm saying is that this could be a thing to improve service.
Anyway, I think we'll have to leave that one there. And this is actually quite scary, and when you think about it, boys and girls, there are some really dangerous areas around the world where terrible landmines were planted and they're still trying to recover them. And yet in London, loads of people have had to leave their homes after an unexploded World War II bomb was found on a London building site. Jeepers creepers.
That's scary.
That is scary, isn't it?
Is it scary, though?
Yeah.
Why is it scary? We've been discovering these bombs on building sites and in grasslands and all over the place for over 50 years. And
when you discover one, it's not going to go off.
Well, that's the problem with them. They are so volatile now that if you approach them incorrectly, and let's just say a couple of kids found one and were mucking about with it quite innocently, the damn thing could go off, and nobody knows where these bombs are because nobody knows.
Do we then need to call for a government action to discover where these bombs are? We must know. There must be records of where bombs dropped.
No, there wasn't. No, there wasn't, Leigh. I can tell you that for sure.
Why?
Because there were so many thousands and thousands dropped on London, it was actually impossible to know where they all fell. They could be anywhere, Leigh.
Interesting point, but I would have thought that somebody somewhere, particularly in power, should have, and the police, the ambulance, the fire service, the government, the local councils, they should have made...
When they were dropped, Leigh, there was... I'm not saying panic or confusion, but there was other things that held a priority at that point.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it at the moment the bomb drops.
You do, otherwise you won't see it. Because if you don't do it when
you'll see there's a building there, there's a big hole in the ground. These buildings disappeared. You say that's where a bomb fell.
No.
And then people can check it out.
No. They go into soggy ground, or there's building collapses on top of them.
So the soggy bottom boys.
I know. Let's move to Australia. Rach, this has got to be down to you about this Australian mother.
Oh, this is actually it's turning into a sad story, but it's quite bizarre. A woman presented herself at a police station with dog bites and all sorts of things, and a 9-year-old boy is also being treated in hospital with dog bites and several other things. But it's turned out that she's this lady. It's her son, this 9-year-old son, that she's attempted to drown. The dog bites have come from a dog trying to save him, and there is still a 5-year-old boy who is missing. It's a really sketchy story. There's not much. We're still waiting to find out what happened to this 5-year-old boy, and they're searching high and low for this poor child. But she's apparently tried to drown her children, and then it's all gone awry. She's just recently been released from prison, apparently, and was a bit despondent about the fact that she won't get to see her kids, but she was also wanted for outstanding warrants and so forth as well. So it's all a bit mysterious. And it's all sort of really patchy, the details of this story. So we're standing by to get sort of better information from this one, but very strange and very, very sad. So I hope this little 5-year-old boy turns up and that he's all right, but something tells me that may not be the case. I
think we'll follow up on that one next week. And also, Rach, there's been a rather nasty fire in a power station in Adelaide.
Yeah, poor old Adelaide can't take a trick with their power at the moment. Every 5 minutes they're having these enormous blackouts, and there's a whole lot of stuff that needs to go on with...
So that means they've got no internet either?
Well, they got nothing. I mean, they're all sort of sitting around by candlelight. But yeah, there was a great big, huge explosion at one of the power stations, and it's basically cut out all the power from a really well, I won't name suburbs; it's meaningless to you, but it's a great big, huge stretch where there's nothing happening. Their main source of power actually comes from here in Victoria.
Oh,
so they're trying to do... South Australia are really progressive as a state, and they're trying to deal in a lot more with renewables and stuff like that, but their system is so antiquated and so terrible. Remember the 13-hour blackout I had in Darwin?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's similar to that. So as soon as the temperatures get really high, all these substations come under a lot of stress. So they try and do these rolling blackouts.
Oh, because of all the air conditioning coming on and things like that.
Exactly. And they've had a week of over 30 degrees. We've had it here in Melbourne too, a week of over 30 degrees Celsius. And it just couldn't take it anymore. But this enormous fire it's really dangerous. Electricity blowing up is not good.
It is not a good thing.
It is.
The state government there is under a lot of pressure to improve this, and the federal government needs to give them a hand.
Right, well, we wish them all terribly well. We're very close to the end of part one, boys and girls. Before we do that, yet another new book's come out. Paul Rustling's been writing like a beaverish person, I would say, because... and I will share this with, Global Radio, the Bauer Group, anybody like that who might want to find out how to run a radio station properly, because at the moment you don't. The new book. Well, they don't, Rach. I mean, how can you have a proper radio station where the DJs have to get their words that they say between tracks approved by somebody else? Do they not trust them, for goodness sake?
Excuse me, has he not been telling me off for playing an Elvis Presley record? See?
Yeah,
but that's because it's rubbish, Uncle.
Yeah, that's right. And I didn't say you can't do it, did I?
No, you just exposed me to the world.
Dedicated to me and don't make me listen to it.
Yeah, dedicated follower of... No, it's not got there. Anyway, a new book called Laser Radio Programming explores the reasons why laser was such a huge hit in the 1980s, which it was. It devoured the commercial radio stations within its area, and how it managed to attract 10 million listeners overnight almost. This is from the extracts that Paul has put together from the original laser programming techniques and secrets. You see? I was right. Capital Bauer. You can just go and buy a book, and you can find out how to make proper radio. It's so simple.
Don't listen to Radio Shropshire.
Yeah.
Don't ask the wiki people; they don't know how.
No, that's very true. Anyway, the book's all about how they prepared the ship and everything to come over to the UK, the concept that was involved, the test broadcast, Laser 558, which was by far the best radio station ever, and how this laser thing did actually make a huge difference. The trouble is, over time, it's all got watered down and people have forgotten what it's all about. But there you go. That's out from Paul Rustling. Now you can get a copy from worldofradio.co.uk, worldofradio.co.uk, and it's Laser Radio Programming, and that's out next week. We got it here first.
He's a nice writer.
And he's a very good writer, actually. Very, very good. Sorry, Rach.
No, I just said hooray. I love Paul Rustling. He's awesome.
Oh, okay. Right, well, we better go away for a minute, because we've got to take an ad break. Back in a minute, boys and girls.
From the heart of Europe to the world, this is RTI.
This is an appeal that I simply wish I didn't have to make. In this day and age, how is it possible that 1,400 children will die today from dirty water? That children like Elodie have to drink dirty water from rivers and swamps, risking their lives. Right now, you can help save a child's life. Text the word water to 70080 to give WaterAid £3. WaterAid has the expertise to install pipes, pumps and taps that will bring clean water to children at risk. They just need your support. In the next minute, dirty water will kill another child like Elodie. So please, don't wait to save a child's life. Text WATER to 70080 now to give WaterAid £3. Thank you.
If your dream holiday is 2 hours from the UK, perfect for children and teenagers, young couples and the older visitor, ideal for the physically active and for those who just want to unwind, Aqua City is the destination for you. Described by the Travel Channel as the place that will soon be on everybody's lips, be ahead of the crowd and the envy of your friends, but still enjoy a home from home. Come to Aqua City Poprad, the world's leading green resort.
From the heart of Europe to the world, RTI.
And thank you to Caroline for finishing off those little messages for us. Dave's just said he's ordered a book. He's ordered the book. Do you know, Jackie's in the studio with me. She doesn't want to talk on the microphone, but she keeps sort of interacting now and again. And Jackie's just come up with a really fabulous idea for this book. We should all club together, because they obviously haven't got any money and won't spend anything on programming. But we should all club together. We could have a little fundraiser, couldn't we? A cloud.
And send it to Bauer.
And send it to Bauer and Capital.
I'm up for that.
We could have a little crowdfunding sort of jobby on the internet, raise the money, and then because they're so broke, and we could send a book to the CEO of both companies so that their radio might just change a bit and not be boring.
Tell Mr. Russell to send it. We'll do that.
What?
They'll fix a wobbly table with it. That's what they'll do.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, no,
it's not written by them. They don't care.
No, that's true.
I think we should do it. I think that, and I am telling you now that www.consumerwatchfoundation.com will use the story that RCI sent it to them.
Oh, isn't that nice? Bless him. So we'll leave you to do the crowdfunding bit then, shall we?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm the conduit.
He doesn't know how to do it.
Not the actual.
Jackie can do it.
Who?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Jackie can do it.
Jackie can do it.
Who can? Jackie.
Jackie can do crowdfunding. Yeah, she can do that.
Yeah, Jackie can do it. Yeah.
So we'll have some crowdfunding for that. With
how much do we need? A $5?
Well, no, because we're going to need 2 books.
Oh, a $10.
Hey, while we're doing crowdfunding, I'm still after that iPhone 7.
Jackie, you do the crowdfunding, and I promise you will appear on CWF.
Right, there you go. We'll do the crowdfunding later then, boys and girls. The PM in the UK has got some battle lines down. She's there with her big guns blazing over the Remoaners, as they're known in England. These are the people that want to stay in the EU, the Remoaners, and don't believe the vote was accurate. But there you go. This is due to the fact that in the Law Lords, which is an unelected body in the UK, they saw fit to go, nope, we don't want any of that, we're going to change the rules. I mean, it was a good cause that they were doing it for, but they said, nope, we're not having any of that. We want the EU citizens in the UK to be looked after, and, simple as that. And now there's a big hoo-ha, isn't there?
There is, but really, you've got to... Yes, there is a big hoo-ha about this, and it's a very important story. But if you read a story headlined, Mayday, Mayday, but are EU expats really in danger of mass expulsions? On, guess what, the Consumer Watch Foundation, it makes it clear that actually this is all a bit of a red herring.
Of course it
Something needs putting into place to protect people in Britain and in Europe. Something needs to be written down.
But Leigh, the problem is, and this is what guys don't get, and I'm sorry to everybody down in Oz, but it is something that's very similar in Australia, funnily enough. If you, technically, they could enforce an existing law in the UK which would put it in a similar vein to that of Slovakia. Now, when you come to Slovakia on holiday, absolutely no problem. You can have a nice month, a couple of months, no problem whatsoever. Once you get to 90 days, if you want to stay, and bear it in mind, I just sent this message, sorry. Hi guys, listening to Postcard in Durham next to the cathedral. That's got to be a first, isn't it?
Yep. But they won't let you listen to it inside.
No, that's probably true.
Terribly blasphemous.
Oh, wonderful.
You must let me answer your point. I know your point.
No, but my point is, when I came here, after 90 days, I had to apply for and be granted an ID card so that I could stay in the country. And I don't have a problem with that at all. I mean, all this hoo-ha in the UK about, we don't want an ID card. It's got my medical details on there. It tells the people I'm asthmatic, yada, yada, yada. It tells you all sorts of stuff. And, you know, you walk around with a driving... Oh, no, they don't even, do they? We walk around with a driving licence.
That's disgusting.
With loads of stuff on it. And I just don't see the problem. And especially in 2017, we were talking about terrorism earlier on in the programme. Surely you can help your government by carrying an ID card around and, you know, securing who you are properly. It's simple.
I agree with you, but can I finish my point now? Because we've got on to...
Well, you're going to anyway.
We got on to identity cards.
But it's part and parcel of it.
The Consumer Watch Foundation has been out and found out what the truth about is, what the truth about mass expulsions is.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the truth. Now, we're not saying that this is exactly what will happen, but this is the truth of the situation. The question is, so are there likely to be mass expulsions from Europe as Brexiteer scaremongers have been claiming?
No.
Well, the answer is dead simple. Almost certainly not, because any kind of mass expulsion from a developed country would shock foreigners and foreign investors and cause absolute economic turmoil in whichever country did it. But let's also look at the law side of it. And under international law, expats living in the EU have acquired rights under international law.
No, they don't.
They do.
Well, how come I don't have them?
Have individual acquired rights under international law.
Only for 90 days.
Say that again.
Only for 90 days.
Well, yeah, we're not talking about people who've gone on holiday. We're talking about people who are living there.
Yes.
So
I'm stating to you that whatever the situation is, after 90 days in an EU member state country, you have no right of domicile. None.
All I'm saying is that if you live in that country, we're talking about something different. If you, like you, have been living there for years, or say in Spain, you've been out there, I think the cut-off point is 5 years, actually. But you have acquired rights under international law. And this is based on the Vienna Convention of 1969, which says that termination of a treaty does not affect any right, obligation, or legal situation of the parties created through the execution of the treaty prior to its termination. And that people have a right to remain in the country. This is scaremongering.
Wrong.
Well, okay, the House of Commons Library have got it wrong then.
Yes.
The most powerful law organisation
they have.
Britain and Europe has got it wrong.
Yes, because my card is renewable every 5 years. If they don't wish to renew my position of living here, that I have no rights, even though I've been living here for 5 years.
You have acquired rights, and if you wanted to continue, the House of Commons Library, which is the thing that gets everything wrong all the time.
I'm just saying, I don't have that right here.
Withdrawing from a treaty releases the parties from any future obligations to each other, but does not affect the rights or obligations acquired by people under it before withdrawal.
Correct. But the
there you have
point
it.
is...
So all this rubbish about the fact that Britain's going to kick everybody out and that Europe's going to kick everybody out. It is rubbish.
It's not retroactive.
It's not retroactive, and the fact is there is a law in the UK to enable governments to kick people out if they wanted to. It's just never, ever adopted, never used.
Well, it has been. There's a Somalia woman who's lived here for 35 years, and she's been kicked out.
Well, she wasn't. It wasn't in the country for donkey's years. That's why.
Well, she was in Scotland as well. But
I like the way you did that. But this is the problem. There is so much disinformation.
Absolutely. Not on the Consumer Watch Foundation.
No. And there are parliamentary groups of which I've spoken in front of before, and I actually wrote to the parliamentary group when they were talking about this a few weeks ago, and I said, whoa. Because
he arrived on horseback.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the case that you can automatically stay in a country before, after, during, past, present Brexit, because laws of member states are all different.
The law, but the international law isn't different.
But it doesn't apply locally.
We're talking about international law. International law is international law, and those are the protections that are there for people under international law. Now, the law is a fluid and a flexible thing, and people will interpret it in different ways, but you have to have a starting point, and the starting point is what the law says.
Yes, in Slovakia. Not internationally. But the next story, I know we're going to have a little spat now. So, Rach, can you be referee?
Yeah, go on then.
Oh, yes, I enjoy this part.
Rachel is now going to become the producer en masse and shout at both of us for going on too much, as is normal.
I've nothing to say.
A newspaper in the UK...
What's that got to do with anything?
A newspaper in the UK has claimed...
What's that got to do with anything?
Already begun, hasn't it?
Yes, but we're on the story now, the next story. What's happened is that the multimillionaire Philip Green has given money back to the British Home Store's defunct company pension plan, which basically covers all the costs of everything as it would have been in the first place. And the Daily Mail has claimed that nobody's fought tougher on Sir Shifty Philip Green other than this paper. Do what? Do what?
Well, explain why you don't agree with that statement.
Well, because it's a minuscule little newspaper that has about 500,000 readers, and you've got huge companies with millions of viewers on the TV hounding Philip Green at his house not his house, his mega yacht in Greece and places like that.
Disgusting. They shouldn't be allowed to do it.
Why not?
Because they shouldn't. That's not how you treat a human being. The media's gone mad. It's full of fake news and people being attacked.
So you got this little comic claiming that it's our... We did this. Yeah, right. Yeah. They didn't.
Well, if Consumer Watch Foundation campaigns for something, and we have been campaigning for something
exclusively, you have been campaigning as well,
and the BBC, because of our campaign, the BBC, ITV, various radio stations and a number of newspapers have started to campaign for it too. They weren't campaigning for it before Consumer Watch Foundation started campaigning, and now the campaign's taken off.
Yes.
Now, I would say that we probably, in all honesty, have fewer readers than the Daily Mail, because the Daily Mail actually has, I think it's 3.5 million readers.
That's according to the way they jigger the figures.
No, I think you'll find that's
How many copies do they sell?
And also, the Daily Mail website is the most read and the biggest news website in the world. So anyway, let's not get bogged down on that. But would I, as editor of Consumer Watch Foundation, be able to claim that we had spearheaded a campaign to stop parental alienation?
Yep.
I would think we would.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And that's all the Daily Mail have said, that they came out in favour of what would happen to this bloke, and ultimately it's happened. And good on him for giving up £323 million of money, of his own money, to help people out. Well done. Maybe he needed a few weeks or a couple of months to sort it all out. First of all, maybe it was a mistake. Why have we been attacking him?
Well, in which case, then I will add the suffix to it. Right. Well done, Sky News, for going out there, calling Philip Green to task, asking him where the money is and when's he going to pay it back. Well done, Sky News. Yeah, well done, Sky News as well. But who spearheaded it? That's the difference, and that's the comment I was making. Who spearheaded it? We spearheaded parental alienation against all the other media, and now they're taking on the Daily Mail, spearheading a campaign against this bloke. No, they didn't. They did. They were the first ones to attack him and to campaign against him. You can make things up. You can do fake news about news if you want. No, it didn't. That's Donald Trump. You've become a Donald Trump. I didn't. I haven't got a bad tummy at all. That's terrible. You should be arrested. Else a correction for that statement. This is one for Rach, because she's into all the I can't even do this. Actually, I would love to know who pays for the Oscars. Who pays for
the Academy of Arts and Sciences?
Hollywood.
But who pays for them then?
The Academy of Arts and Sciences?
Yeah.
No. Patrons, I guess.
So it's the film people paying for something that, in turn, pays for something that makes the Oscars. Am I right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's your
publicity campaign?
Right. Anyway, the bottom line is, in my view, it's an industry backslapping itself as an industry. But anyway.
And what's wrong with that? The radio awards do anything different?
I take exception to that.
Go on then. Go on then, Rach.
We've talked about awards shows in all sorts of fields before, and in some fields you're less disagreeable about it, and in others you're really disagreeable about it. It's like you sort of pick and choose, and I'm like, and I said there's nothing, and I said a couple of weeks ago we were talking about another sort of awards, and I said there's nothing wrong with people celebrating their own industry.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. And, sports people do it. You don't get upset when sports people do it. You don't get upset when the Brit Awards are on. You say, leave them alone and let them listen to their young people music. And now the Oscars come on and you go ranting on Facebook and all sorts of... And I thought, what are you doing, Uncle Eric? You big old... What's good for the goose is good for the parrot and the gander.
The parrot and the gander.
And the duck.
And the duck. Orville, the duck.
And the duck. And I was just, but can we get on with the actual story now?
Yes, please. Yeah, go on, Rach. Off you go.
There's a beleaguered accountant who's kind of gets Numpty of the Week award, really.
He does, doesn't he?
He was responsible for the snafu that resulted in the wrong Best Picture winner being announced by poor old Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway, and it wasn't their fault. It was his fault. This fellow called Brian Cullinan, and he works at Price Waterhouse, and he was tasked with making sure that Warren Beatty got the correct envelope in his hand, but he didn't give him the correct envelope because he was too busy gawking and taking photos and then subsequently tweeting photos of Emma Stone, who just won Best Actress. Now, she's lovely, but you really got to concentrate on what you're doing, because he had a whole bunch of envelopes in his hand. He's been photographed doing it. They checked all the CCTV because it was quite the scandal. So he's been fired. He's been not from Price Waterhouse, but from the Academy. Said you're not invited back here ever again.
Yeah.
And his partner in crime, this lady who probably didn't do very much other than maybe was a little bit complicit in the tomfoolery. She's also been asked never to return. But the interesting thing about this was that in the UK this week, a cinema was airing Moonlight, which is the film that actually won Best Picture at the Oscars. Mm-hmm. For the first 20 seconds, they were showing footage of La La Land. And somebody said, then they came up with a thing with a superimposition on the screen that said "too soon?" ? And I thought that's genius.
That is absolutely genius.
It was a great big mix up, and it was terrible. And going to go down in history as one of the great gaffes at the Oscars, but it wasn't. It was the bean counters. It wasn't poor old Warren Beatty being, old or Faye Dunaway being short-sighted. It was accountants.
Absolutely.
Dave's
got an opinion on the Oscars, which starts off, Oscars are paid for, and I can't read the rest of it out because I'll get sued.
Well, you know what? I was noticing on your post that you made about this. It was the Daves and the. Well, I don't know that Dave particularly said anything. So sorry, Dave, if it wasn't you. But it was these funny old Anoraki old codgers, sitting around with their mugs of Bovril, moaning about the state of the universe, and it's like, it's all a load of rubbish and it's all pain. And I thought, God, you're miserable. This is exactly what Eric complains about when people complain about young people playing music.
Right.
This is exactly what Eric says. Leave them alone to play their music.
Rach, you have to understand one thing. What colour is the sky? If you went outside right now, what colour is the sky?
Well, now in Australia it's black because it's night time.
No, absolutely it's white.
And it's blue.
Okay.
Yeah, you get my drift now, don't you? Mum's going to kill me, says a driver who's 19 years old. He became the first person to lose his driving licence after we even went and put out a public service announcement from RTI saying, don't do that, da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di, this is what happened to you. And the boy was stupid, he didn't read our posts. The teenager was pulled over by police after being spotted using his GPS in Oxfordshire. It's cost him his licence, and his only comment was, my mum's going to kill me.
Well, it's one of those things, isn't it? You see, it's all well and good to go for health and safety and to try and make the world a safer place. But when you do it for fiscal improvement in your life, then that is something that's suspect. And the police across the country are rolling out this thing where if you're caught with a device in your hand, then your fine has been doubled to £200 and you will get 6 points on your licence. I think this is just a way of an ailing country trying to make some money yet again out of the beleaguered drivers, like they're trying to now get us all.
Terrible thing to say. This is a safety issue right from the get-go.
Yeah, I know. And I'll tell you what, Rach,
not find them and put people off doing it, and just have a whole bunch of people end up in accidents.
Yes. Now, Rach, I'm sure this lady in question, as we move on to the second one who got caught, I'm sure she's not blonde. I'll say that quickly, but she's driving a black BMW, and she's also lost a light because she was caught on her phone. She's only just passed a test. Now, unless it's a dinosaur of a BMW, they've all got Bluetooth in them, and all you got to do is, 2 seconds, sync your phone up.
Bluetooth doesn't work. Leigh and I know that Bluetooth doesn't work.
Exactly, Bluetooth. No, that Viking god who invented it 5 years ago is still not.
Zero pray. But anyway, I don't think there's any excuse. You can get a £50 in England radio, or just above €55 in Slovakia, that has Bluetooth on it. You can have a really old wreck of a car like Leigh's, put a Bluetooth radio in it, and there is no excuse. And anyway, you're saving £150 on the fine. So why not just get
Remember the old days when we didn't have mobiles and you had to wait till you got to your destination to communicate with other people?
Or phone from a phone box.
Or stop and call from a phone box. There's no such thing as a telephone emergency. There is no such thing. It does not exist. The thing you are driving is a very heavy vehicle that is actually a weapon.
Yes.
So be careful with it, and I don't care if you want to drive yourself up a tree, whoever you are, with your phone in your hand, but don't endanger those around you or passengers in your car. Irresponsible. Do the sin bin.
Yes.
Can I just make a point here? Because I agree with you entirely. All my point was that why should the country only see find the only way to extol the virtues of not using your phone while you're driving for it to be a financial penalty? There are plenty of other ways of approaching. But
it hasn't worked, Leigh. They've had that law in the UK for years, and it hasn't worked.
But what I'm saying is, yeah, but that's draconian. That's just draconian. That's right. The only way we're going to make this work is double the fines.
Because
take
people
the
are.
licenses
I mean,
off their
it's
brothers.
sad when. Whoa! Stop a minute. Hold on. 19-year-old kid driving down the road, texting, and kills themselves. Now,
Yeah,
I know it's their fault. I accept that. But, you know, sometimes you can look after youngsters a little bit and help them get to the 20s and 30s and 40s. Yeah. Now, by doing this, I guarantee you there'll be more kids today who will go, I ain't using my phone, or, I'm going to get me Bluetooth, or, I'm not going to even turn the phone on when I'm in the car, which is great.
What I'm saying is there are other ways of doing it. There are major publicity campaigns that you can do.
Lee, I'm sorry, I've got a message to read out for you.
Go on.
Jackie's laughing. Bluetooth does work. It's the Leigh person who uses it.
Not just Leigh, it's me too.
Is it you too?
Work.
Yours is because you got an Apple. And they are a bit of a pain sometimes.
It's because she's in Australia.
Just do some crowdfunding and upgrade my Apple. I'd love to read a story about this on the Consumer Watch Foundation, Uncle Leigh. I would love to do it on my phone, but it's quite small. I need a larger phone. If the good people at Apple could send me an iPhone 7, that would be very helpful.
I promise I will put a story on the CWF page on the site saying that Rachel's a cheeky monkey because all she does every week is demand a new Apple phone off Apple, and now disgusting firm Apple keep ignoring her.
I know. I'm sorry, boys and girls, we haven't got time to do the story about a rare shark being found in Devon. It was washed up on the beach.
What about the one in my lounge?
It's called a crocodile shark. Apparently, which is supposed to be quite dangerous. We haven't really got time, although I'm going to do a little bit, on a 99-year-old lady who had this bucket list that she wanted to do, and the police in Holland actually helped her out. She wanted to spend some time in jail handcuffed.
Wow.
And so the nice people...
Special outfits on too.
Yeah, she did. And it was so funny. The lovely police people, they wheeled her into the jail, into a cell, handcuffed her, and she was there with a big grin on her face, and I thought that was superb. Absolutely superb. But I have got time to do this. And it was not a lady. It was a man.
Yeah.
Who got himself confused and took the wrong turning in the centre of London and ended up careering down pedestrian steps. So much so that his car got stuck on the steps. And they had... Apparently, Joe was trying to take a shortcut into Liverpool Street. His sat nav was set onto walk mode. Oops, wrong turn. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Very quickly, Snapchat, which will annoy Leigh, launched on the stock market this week, and within minutes the shares were up by 400% or something crazy. It was absolutely ridiculous. Why? I have no idea, but that's what happened. And as we've got time for one more little story, I kind of think this one's nice. It was a touching moment when UPS workers surprised a teenage colleague with a big Prezi. It was a Jeep. And these workers in UPS gave this lad a Jeep after watching him walk 10 miles, because he was in Oxford, Alabama, because they do miles in America, every day, so that he could save money to look after and pay for the bills for his sick mother. So they all clubbed together and bought him a Cherokee Jeep. Isn't that nice?
It is, but I do have to say, it has a flaw in it.
Well, you haven't got time for your flaw, because you know what?
Go on.
Rachel, it's time to say goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye, you nice colleague, and iPhone 7. Yeah. Bye-bye.
And it's time for Sooty and Sweep.
Well, yes, I suppose it is really, isn't it? And I just have to say, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
And now we've got one more job to do, and I hope this works because I haven't tested it. It's time for Jackie to say, hello, Chris. Goodbye, Chris.
Hello, Chris. Goodbye, Chris.
It didn't. Do it again, quickly.
Hello, Chris. Goodbye, Chris.
There we go, that worked. And I'm going to see you soon, boys and girls. Have a great week till next week. We'll see you very, 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 very soon. Have a lovely time. This is Radio Tatras International, your happy radio station. Because don't forget to...
RTI.
The coolest station online.
Yeah. Hi there, this is your Royal Ruler on RTI. We're live and in colour.
RTI.
That's us. 'Cause we play
this.
RTI.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
You're never more than a minute away from the music on RTI.
That is the station.
RTI. RTI.